The list of witnesses in the Jerry Sandusky Penn State child molestation trial was discussed in court on Tuesday. Several people who accuse Sandusky of molesting them as children will take the stand. Also taking the stand will be the late coach Joe Paterno's widow, Sue, and his son, Jay, and Mike McQueary, a former player for Penn State who became an associate coach. McQueary says he saw Sandusky naked in the shower with a boy. Jury selection is now underway. Pool reporters described the scene inside the courtroom.
The judge reminded the jury pool why they were there. He said, I need you to all have an open mind. This defendant is charged with the sexual abuse of children, and at that point, Jerry Sandusky looked down and did not make eye contact with anybody.
The jury will not be sequestered, but instead be allowed to come and go to the trial from their homes.
The judge told the jurors that he's not naive. He knows they've heard of this case. He knows they've seen news reports on this case. He said he is trusting them from this point forward to act as jurors and not to read newspapers, blogs, Facebook, Twitter, watch the news. He said he's trusting them to not be sequestered, and he reminded them, and he said, I quote, the people selected to be jurors in this case hold justice in their hands.
The scandal brought to an end Paterno's Hall of Fame coaching career, and practically everyone who lives in this county went to Penn State, works there, or is a fan of the football team. Some defense attorneys say Sandusky's connection to football may help his defense.
Because Penn State football is practically a religion in that part of the country, I think that a certain segment of the population, particularly white males who follow football, are going to be very eager to try and acquit the defendant because of the iconography that's associated with Penn State football.
The prosecution's case rests on the credibility of the accusers when they testify. Kristen Hauser is with the Pennsylvania Coalition Against Rape. That's one of the victims' rights groups that asked the court to allow the alleged victims to testify under assumed names. But the judge ruled they must say their names in open court.
Their very personal experiences, some of the most humiliating things that they have endured in their life, are going to be, out there for public fodder. And with yesterday's ruling, that their names may be associated with that. So that's a rather intimidating environment to be walking into.
Opening statements in the trial are expected next week. Ted Shaffrey, Associated Press, Bellefonte, Pennsylvania.